Hey, you guys! Auntie Cuckoo's got another true murder story for you. Story of my life. I'm late. There's a lot going on with my birds and whatnot, but let's get into the murder story, right? So I'm going to tell you guys about the last woman. She was actually an African-American woman. The last woman to be executed by the electric chair in the state of Ohio. Crazy story. Are you guys ready for it? Buckle up, buttercups, because Auntie Cuckoo has another wild, crazy, but true murder story for you. Before we go and get started, I know I'm doing Facebook Live, so please like, share, blah, blah, blah. But don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Storytime with Auntie Cuckoo, Kookoo. Don't forget, right? Do it. We're supporting each other. I know I'm sharing your stuff, so help a sister out. Let's do it. Let me tell you about the peeps. As usual, main key players here. We got Miss Betty Butler. So, again, this story takes place in Ohio. Cleveland, Ohio, actually, in 1952. Betty Butler, she's 24 years old. She is a God-fearing woman. Again, I want to make sure that I emphasize that everybody understands this is 1952. This isn't like 10 years ago or 20 years ago. 1952. Okay? So, she is a 24-year-old young, beautiful African-American woman who has two beautiful children. She's married to a minister. Now, anybody who knows anything about religion and stuff knows, like, being a minister's wife or a preacher's wife or whatever the case, you have high expectations. Like, you need to be perfect at all times. They also had two children. So Betty Butler was doing her duties and doing the best she could, but she had secrets. She had secret desires. Again, 1952. Betty Butler is a young 24-year-old African-American woman married to a minister with two young children who is attracted to women. In 1952, this was still like illegal. You know, like homosexuality was considered like a mental disease and that you needed counseling, like all sorts of crazy twisted stuff. It's certainly not that it's fully accepted today like it should be. I don't want to get in that whole thing. But, I'm pro love is love, whoever it is. But anyways, back then, it's 1952. On top of that, being like a young woman, an African-American woman, minister's wife. So she's attracted to women. So what does Miss Betty do? She sneaks around and she's meeting, look at me all whispering like they can hear me and stuff. She sneaks around and she goes to like these secret women meetings, for other women that like women. And she's dancing and having fun and kissing and doing whatever. Well, somebody from the friggin' church is walking by this like little secret hangout. Nosy little butt sticks his eyes all up in the window. Is like, oh snap, that's Miss Betty Butler. That's Miss Butler, Minister Butler's wife. What do you think he did? He went running his little butt right to the church first thing in the morning, went straight to the minister, Betty Butler's husband, and told him. He was devastated. He came in the house, and she's sitting there playing with the kids. I mean, I wasn't there. That's not what happened for sure. I don't know if she's playing with the kids, she was cooking dinner, what. But imagine, you're sitting there, just hanging out with your kids, she's at home taking care of the kids, and here comes your minister husband through the door, and he is fuming like you've never seen him fuming before, screaming at you how you have cast shame on the home, and you're going to hell, and get away from our children, whatnot. Done. Kicks her out. 1952, like I said, not a lot of rights and laws and whatnot, so she pretty much is sent to the streets to live. Children taken away from her, because she is, like I said, homosexuality is illegal at this point in time, so she's not a fit mother in their eyes. Again, I don't agree, but I don't want to get all political and all love is love right now, but that can be a whole nother one. But again, anywho, so he cast her from the home. Minister hubby Butler is like, you gotta go, Betty. You are shameful. You have a mental disease. You are going to hell. Kicks her to the streets. Young 24-year-old African-American woman, 1952, walking around the streets of Cleveland, Ohio, known as the lesbian shunned minister's wife. She couldn't work anywhere. She couldn't do anything. She was shunned everywhere. So she was like, you know what I'll do? I'll go back home to Cincinnati. shows up in Cincinnati, they shunned her too. Now she's known as the minister's ex-wife, lesbian, sinner going to hell. No one wanted anything to do with her. So she is forced to literally live on the streets, begging for change and whatever she can find from whoever she can find. And it's during this point in time that a woman named Evelyn Clark sees her and starts to take pity on her. Excuse me, sorry. Now, Evelyn is married. Her husband, I think he's a salesman or something. He travels a lot. She has children, and she's in a much better financial position than obviously Betty is, living on the streets. So she offers to Betty to come to her home to live and work around the home. Betty's like, okay, I will come and work around your home. So Betty goes and is living there. And like I said, the husband travels all the time, so he's hardly ever there. Well, Miss Evelyn Clark starts making advances at Betty, who is also attracted to women. And things happen, and she tells her, here is $100, and comes on to her. And of course, Betty's in a bad situation and just been welcomed to these people's homes, so she accepts the money and she does whatever. Well, it gets to the point where like Evelyn, because like I said, the husband's gone all the time, Evelyn is like all up on Betty all day every day. Again, Betty is a God-fearing woman to begin with, but she gets to the point where Betty feels like she's literally like a prostitute, a sex slave. She's upset and she doesn't like it, and she doesn't have feelings for Evelyn. She's attracted to women, yes, but she wanted to fall in love like everyone else. She wasn't looking to be someone's, trick or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, she wasn't looking for that. So she explains to Evelyn, like, listen, this is too much for me. I don't want this. And Evelyn's like, no, Betty, I love you. And Betty's like, oh God, it's even worse than I thought. Not only did I think she was paying me for the sex and whatever else I'm trying to get out of that, but now she's telling me she loves me. Feelings were not reciprocated. And Betty made that clear. Like, no, I gotta go. This ain't for me, whatnot. But again, she didn't have many options. So that brings us to the day of the incident. So, clear picture here in 1952. Betty's been in a rough spot. She's now got a stable home, but this lady is nonstop, all up on her biz, trying to give her money for sex. And she's like, I'm not looking for that. And this friend, a mutual friend of theirs, is like, hey, I'm going to go fishing today. Would you girls like to go? So Betty's like, yeah, Desi's going to be there. At least I'll be out and doing something, and Evelyn won't be able to come on to me. Again, like I said, homosexuality is illegal in 1952 at this time. So they go out fishing on this like little boat with Desi. So it's Evelyn, Betty, and their friend Desi. And they're fishing, and Evelyn starts drinking up a storm and starts making all these advances out in like the middle of the lake to Betty. And she's getting ticked. She's getting embarrassed. She's already talked to her about this, and Evelyn's getting drunker and saying more and more stuff. Betty lunges across the boat and starts strangling her. Desi's on the boat and is like, what the heck? Starts breaking up the girls, whatever. He breaks them up finally. He's like, what is happening here? Back up. You sit here. Let me start rowing. Get our butts in there. But I'm going home. I'm done with these crazy bias. So he rows back to shore, and the girls get out right away. Or the ladies. They're not girls. They're ladies. Anywho. So as he's like doing what he needs to do with the boat, Evelyn, drunk as can be, is sitting on like the river's shore, drinking or fixing whatever. And Betty, she's still fuming, and she sees her opportunity. She reaches in her pocket, pulls out her handkerchief, runs over, and comes up behind Evelyn, who's sitting, and begins to strangle her. So she's choking her, like, full force. So obviously Desi, who's like, several 100 feet away doing his thing with the boat, doesn't see what's happening, and she's being choked out. But Betty doesn't realize, she's never killed anyone before, that it's not so easy. You don't just like pull it and it's done. It takes several minutes and a lot of force to literally strangle someone and kill them. So, and I have to look down and tell you guys this part because I want to quote her correctly. So it is said that Betty, as she's trying to strangle her, and I'm sorry to laugh because it's not polite, I apologize. I don't mean it's funny, because it's not funny. Death is never funny, and somebody's life was lost. But Betty, as she's trying to strangle her, she says, crap, where is it? Oh, if I can't strangle you, I will drown you. And then drags her, like I said, she's already sitting at the river's edge anyways, drags her far enough, starts pushing her head underwater, and drowns her. As she's finishing drowning her, Desi looks up from what he's doing and is like, oh my God, they're going at it again. Goes running over to Betty. By the time he gets to where Betty and Evelyn's drowned face in the water is, Betty's standing there and literally looks at him and says, and I quote, my work here is done. Sits down and like just waits. Like and wait, she didn't try to run, she didn't try to deny, she didn't try to come up with excuses. She's like, my work here is done. Popped a squat on the side of that river, caught a suntan while she waited for the popos to show up. So, needless to say, she was found guilty of first-degree murder, and Betty Butler was sentenced to death. She was the last woman. It was 1954 when, like, the trial and everything happened. And like I said, the original thing happened in the year 1952, and the date of the incident was September 6th, right? I might have just lied. Yeah, September 6th. But anyways, so she was found guilty of first-degree murder. She was sentenced to death, and she was the last woman to be executed, and she was executed via the electric chair. The electric chair, yeah, in Ohio. Craziness, right? It's so crazy to think, you know, like that it was illegal to love another person of the same sex. Like, that's just craziness to me. So wild, but at least we've come some far, but Lord knows we've got so much further to go. Again, I don't want to get into all that. But anyways, you guys know I love everyone. I got nothing but love and hugs to give. So I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you guys so much for checking in with your murder story. Storytelling Auntie Cuckoo. K-O-O, K-O-O. Don't forget to like, share, and definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel. Listen, you guys, you gotta do it. Here's the thing. If you don't subscribe. If you don't subscribe, I don't get my numbers. And then I can't do certain things. I need subscribers. You gotta do it. I share your stuff. I like your stuff. You need me to share something for you? Send it to me. I'll do it. But help a sister out. I need to get to at least 100 subscribers by next month. We're at 82. Can we do it? You guys got suggestions or something I can throw out there? Like, if I get 200 subscribers, I'll do this. Think of something good. I'll do it. Let's get there, babies. Show Auntie Cuckoo some lovin'. Anyways, thank you guys so much. I hope that I at least made some of you guys smile. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Do nice things. You know, be kind. That's all I gotta say. Love yous. Check you on the flip side, skillets. Thank you.